Welcome, my dear students. The Portrait of a Lady, Part 3rd. I hope you are ready with your pen and notebook for making notes as well as for writing important points. She was like the winter landscape in the mountains, an expanse of pure white serenity, breathing peace and contentment. My grandmother and I were good friends. My parents left me with her when they went to live in the city, and we were constantly together. She used to wake me up in the morning and get me ready for school. She said her morning prayer in a monotonous sing-song while she bathed and dressed me in the hope that I would listen and get to know it by heart. I listened because I loved her voice but never bothered to learn it. Then she would fetch my wooden slate, which she had already washed and plastered with yellow chalk, a tiny earthen ink pot and a red pen, tie them all in a bundle and hand it to me. So my grandmother was like winter landscape in the mountains. You can imagine winter landscape in the mountains covered with snow. An expanse of pure white serenity means pure picture of calm and peaceful personality, breathing peace and contentment. She was a live piece of peace. Here means calm, and content means to be satisfied. My grandmother and I were good friends, and author's parents left him with grandmother because they went to live in the city, and because of that grandson and grandmother were constantly together. The routine was to wake up the author in the morning and get ready for school, and this was done by grandmother. See, in a very monotonous way, means to repeat something in a rising and falling rhythm. She used to chant the prayer while she bathed, and she only dressed the author in the hope that while taking bath he would listen and learn it. The author loved to listen her voice, but he never bothered to learn it. And after that, as per routine, she would fetch wooden slate, and in those days there were no paper like nowadays we have. There were wooden slates on which yellow chalk was plastered, and with ink on it was written. So all these things for his studies she had already prepared and handed it to the author. After a breakfast of thick stale chapati with a little butter and sugar spread on it, we went to school. She carried several stale chapatis with her for the village dogs. My grandmother always went to school with me because the school was attached to the temple. The priest taught us the alphabet and a morning prayer, while the children sat in rows on either side of the veranda singing the alphabet or the prayer in a chorus. My grandmother sat inside reading the scriptures, when we had both finished, we would walk back together. This time the village dogs would meet us at the temple door. They followed us to our home, growling and fighting with each other for the chapatis we threw to them. So after getting ready, the author and the grandmother take breakfast of stale chapatis. It's an old culture. In villages, still people eat the stale chapati with butter and sugar spread on it. We went to school. Miss grandmother and grandson. She carried chapatis with her also, but now it is for the village dogs. My grandmother used to go with the author to his school. The reason was the school was very close to, attached to the temple. The priest taught us means both grandmother and grandson. The priest taught us the alphabet and the morning prayer. And then the children sat in rows on either side of the veranda. They sing alphabet or prayer, and the grandmother, she sat reading the scriptures, means holy books. And in this way they both stay there for some time, and when they both finish, they go back together. But while returning, the village dogs meet us near the temple door. They follow the author and the grandmother to their home. They were growling, they were making noise, they were fighting with each other, and the cause for this was the chapatis. The chapatis the grandmother threw to them. For that only they follow, and after eating they go back. So I think you have understood very well. In case of any doubts, you can approach me. You know my number. If not, there is a comment box. In the comment box you can ask for that, and you can ask for other queries also. I hope you had liked it. Now watch my next video for the next part of this chapter. Though the chapter is not very lengthy, but I'm not able to explain you more than this due to certain problems of the application I am using. It has a limitation of 10 minutes. So before that, all these things I have done, this making of slides and all. So if you are really learning something, do inform me, and if you have any doubts, always feel free. This chapter is very interesting, very important also, and this time is also crucial. So better you read the whole chapter and you will understand everything. There are few difficult lines, but I will explain them one by one. So till then, bye. Thank you very much. Thank you for watching part 3.